September the 5th, 2019. Guys, thanks everyone for keeping up with that live stream overnight. It's important. You can communicate with people. They can communicate with you. People can actually ask for help if they don't have another means. If they're just on their tablet, their power's out, or their laptop and it's charged up, you can actually reach out, get information, things like that. But anyway, guys, I think it's important. It puts a forum together to where folks can talk back and forth, compare conditions in their area, etc. It's just a good thing to have up, I feel, because it's not hurting anyone, and maybe it will help someone. But we got Dorian here at, again, 115 miles per hour, Cat 3, north-northeast at 8 miles per hour. Now notice that, not north-northeast. The storm is still projected to go into North Carolina and South Carolina, right around that border. And they're starting to feel the effects of it because the storm is much wider than this cone. And you may have seen some of the videos. It's projected to be by this afternoon back to a Cat 2 as it comes ashore. Friday, 2 a.m., Cat 2 off the North Carolina coast, passing over Nags Head as a Cat 2 as it gets out, and that would be Friday at 2 p.m., and then slowing down to a 90-mile-per-hour Cat 1 hurricane as it moves out into the Atlantic. Now, it may go up into Nova Scotia as a Cat 1 also. If not, it will be a strong tropical storm, but we'll update it as it gets to that point. Now, don't forget to watch your tides, because you've got plenty of wave height out here around the storm. Just to the southwest of Dorian, you've got 31-foot seas, and out front, you've got 19-foot seas. So this thing's not playing. It's going to push a lot of water up into the bays, and I talked about that yesterday, that we were starting to see some inland flooding then. Now, your hurricane warnings are up all the way from the Florida, Georgia line up into the Virginia and North Carolina line. They're in the red. In the yellow, you got tropical storm warnings, and north of that, up north of Norfolk, you've got tropical storm watches as the storm moves up. Guys, just keep an eye on this storm. It's still offshore slightly. I've been looking at some videos from Pawleys Island and Myrtle Beach like that. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. But the inland flooding right now, as the storm gets a little closer, is one of the key things they've been watching. And some were talking about a 12-foot storm surge, counting the tide, which would be the second or third largest on record for the Carolina area. Now, this particular website is called Seacrest Oceanfront. It's in South Carolina, and you can see that you've had tide come in overnight. You see some erosion on the beaches, and you see the wind coming in. Not a lot of people out there right now. But the storm's getting closer. As it pulls in, you're going to continue to see these conditions. You may see periods of heavier rain than what you're seeing now. But, guys, don't let your guard down. It's not time to do it yet, because you could have off-spring tornadoes, water spouts right along the coast, damaging high winds, and power outages. But guys, come into the comments here and let me know how the conditions are in your area. Also, after this video goes up, through the day, we're going to keep the live stream up for most of the time, unless we come in with a live update. And that will give you the most up-to-date, real-time information that you can get. I mean, unless you're right there in the storm, that's the second best that we can do. But guys, anyway, you can see what's going on. Keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on your local news, because there's so many areas along this coast, it's impossible for one person to get the news from individual stations, let you know where your local flood warnings and storm surge warnings, things like that are, where if you got roads that are flooded or roads that are blocked. Keep an eye on that. But again, we'll come back in after this with the live stream. But don't forget, you got a Category 3 setting offshore. Katrina came ashore in Mississippi as a Cat 3. But guys, we're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.